Hello everybody, my name is JC, otherwise known as Avian, and today I'm going to talk about some issues with kind of the way the ban system is set up on Mineplex. I feel like I make a lot of these videos, and they're not really supposed to be hating on Mineplex or anything like that. It's just offering suggestions, because I actually have a large amount of the staff now actually watching my videos, or the videos that I kind of do like this, and I want to talk about, what my personal opinion on how I would do bans. Not necessarily, I do feel like Mineplex, especially I think is obviously the Gwen bans. I've heard a lot of stuff about people getting unbanned or banned unfairly. Sorry, and I mean I don't have any proof of that, so I can't really say as a valid point and stuff. But we're basically just going to hop around and play some Mineplex in the background, and I'm going to talk to you guys about some of the points I feel like after somebody is banned. Because if you guys did not know, recently I was actually banned for some crazy self-report thing because I tried reporting some abusive staff. Anyway, long story short, they banned me. The abusive staff member was pretty much left, didn't have any punishment, and they banned me, and it was a little complicated. I actually applied or asked, went through all the process of getting an appeal, and they denied it. Now obviously you're like, well, why'd they deny it? Well, basically I started the appeal with something similar to hey, I'm a little confused on what this is, can you mind telling me why I got banned? And they basically denied it. I got the simple result, and no part in the whole message that they denied it said anything about why I got banned. I don't even think the person actually who read my application even looked at it. So obviously you're thinking, well, that's a little unfair if you get banned. And I'm not. This is my personal experience and stuff. And I mean, still though, it's I mean, I would not be that kind of person to go through and hate on Mineplex because my personal one experience. But I do think that there are some issues. Personally, me, if I were to be in charge of the ban system, I feel like if somebody has been playing on Mineplex or has bought a rank, I feel like they should get a little bit of a special treatment. I mean, people that have been playing on the server for a while definitely should. I'm not saying if they're hacking like that. I'm not saying they should get banned, but I do think I think that person right there should get banned. That's obviously clear hacking, and I do think that's perfectly fine. But I think if someone goes through all the effort of trying to I don't know, trying to get an appeal done, trying to go through all that effort, I think they have some bit care about what's going on, and I do think it's kind of important for them. And I do feel that if someone goes through all the effort of trying to apply or get an appeal done, etc., and nothing ever happens about it, or they don't even get, because I felt like my appeal obviously was ruled incorrect by literally, it took the head of Mineplex pretty much to go through and unban me. I had to pull a whole bunch of strings, ask a whole bunch of buddies, and I got unbanned. And it was, yes, it was ruled incorrect, but it literally had to go up so high up the management. I think the next highest level would have been we're talking admins and stuff. And obviously you're thinking, well, that's a little that's a little crazy. It's for something that was incorrect, and I got the appeal didn't go through, and yet it was ruled incorrect. Just kind of shows the fact that I feel like they don't even look at some of the applications. The next point I'm going to talk about though is the fact that most of Mineplex, majority of its fans, I guess, or its players, they are I guess we'll say they're under 15. And obviously, as you know, when I applied, me being a 16-year-old in high school with relatively pretty good talking and grammar and stuff, they denied me, which makes me wonder. I feel like if somebody much younger than me, for example, a 7-year-old got banned. And obviously, a 7-year-old, let alone if they even had the permission to go from their parents to go on Mineplex, the website, and try to get an appeal done, even if they had that permission, I don't even know if they'd be able to go through and make a good enough report that any person on the staff team would even be interested in accepting, or even if they were banned falsely or banned correctly. I feel like it really discriminates against people. Because me, I try to get an appeal done, and they still didn't offer me, I got denied. And obviously, as I said, it was ruled incorrect. My brother, he's been banned. He supposedly tells me that it was Gwen banned unfairly, but he's a person that always uses hack clients and stuff. So I'm not using his word for it, because he's not a very reliable source. And I'm trying to be pretty open and generalized about this. But I feel like the only real I feel like Mineplex just discriminates a little bit, because he's been banned for almost a year and a half now, and I feel like a whole year ban for something so simple as that should not necessarily. I don't think someone should get banned for something for a whole year just because they got Gwen banned and stuff. Oh boy, this is about to get real nasty. Oh, this is about to get real nasty, guys. Real nasty. There we go. Anyway, but I feel like, you know, if you're at a young age and, you know, you're trying to appeal because you like the server. Obviously, I feel like if somebody, you know, if you have a rank, or, you know, you've been on the server for a while, I feel like, you know, you should at least not get up. I feel like permanent ban is a little bit harsh, or at least the fact that, you know, once you apply or get an appeal or something and it's denied, they won't actually give you a second chance. So it's pretty much set up, and that's the final thing that you can get, and you can't really ever appeal again, which I feel is a little bit, you know, unjust towards the people that are like really young and they go through and they try to apply again or appeal again and they can't, because obviously I feel like, you know, if you're really young, like you're, I don't know, I feel like if they're, I'm trying to think, maybe they're like 7, and I feel like, you know, somebody goes through and writes a 7-year-old, back in 7th grade, you were not expected to write a full, pretty much, I don't know, I'm trying to think what to say this here. You would not write a full college level paper to go and try to get, you know, that's pretty much what's required, pretty much, is a college level paper to explain why you'd like to get unbanned. And, you know, that's kind of expected of a 7-year-old that, you know, maybe was hacking but really wants to get unbanned. I feel like if somebody, you know, goes through and obviously my boy, I see somebody there. I recognize him. He doesn't hack at all. I don't know if that was real or not, but I didn't. He just saw him getting banned over there. I don't know what he did. But I feel like, you know, they discriminate, I guess, a lot on the younger people. For example, my brother, he wanted to buy a rank. I wanted to buy a rank for him, and that's actually how I found out I was going to buy him a rank for Mineplex, because he always plays on there. And he got obviously banned, and I was going to give it to him, and, you know, I almost realized he got banned, and of course that would have been bad, me giving a rank to a banned account. Not to mention, they won't even give him any bit of you know, because he's been playing it for almost 4 years now, almost the same time I have. So I feel like, you know, if that doesn't say something about how, you know, you should definitely be, you know, that just says a lot, I guess. I don't know. I just feel like, you know, if they're discriminating against people that have, you know, played on the server for 3 years or 4 years, and obviously he's 13 now, but when he first tried to get an appeal done, I think he was like 9. So, like, I feel like if you're 9 and you go through and do an appeal and stuff, that's just kind of unfair. I do feel like, you know, personally, me, I would have done anybody that goes through all the effort of appealing, and I mean, it's a painful process, that obviously they're not going to be using a whole bunch of hacked clients or things like that, or, you know, maybe they'll do it again, and obviously then I would say it's a good time to go ban, like maybe a much serious ban, but I feel like, you know, after a year of being banned, maybe even 2, I feel like that is kind of the point where you need to be like, you know, and they apply and they appeal again after those 2 years. I feel like, you know, that definitely shows that they care enough about the server to come back and actually try again. And I mean, because, you know, you realize anybody could just go through and buy another account, but if they literally spend all the time to go through and, you know, chill down on their with their account and stuff, and oh boy, I'm going to get pretty much done. Yep, there we go. But I feel like that's a little bit unfair to everybody, and I feel like that, you know, especially the younger people, and I know Mineplex especially is a majority of very young people below 15 years old, that I feel like, you know, that's kind of crazy, and that's a little bit I guess unfair. And I don't want, you know, the people, because I know I'm going to have the Mineplex YT community looking at my channel recently, or soon, because they've talked to me, and I should be getting the YT rank finally soon, which will be kind of a good thing. But I mean, I want to be very clear. I'm just trying to offer some insight. I mean, obviously nobody wants to really hear my opinions. I can probably assume that. But, you know, I wanted to offer it out, so if anybody, you know, anybody high up has an idea, because personally my experience was it was very painful, especially to learn the fact that I had to wait a whole 30 days off the server I play most of on my channel, and the 30 days, not to mention I am the highest rank on the server right now, and they still did not offer any leeway, anything like that, to somebody that has been streaming on the server for, you know, crazy amounts of time, and they offered pretty much nothing, except the fact that they're just going to ban you because they didn't even give me a good reason why I was banned, honestly. Nobody would tell me why I was banned. Nobody explained it to me, and it finally took, you know, pulling every string I had to, you know, get unbanned. But I hope this video kind of explained, you know, why, you know, I feel like the system is a little bit unfair. I don't know about Hypixel. I will go through and do that. I don't want to be, you know, hating on Mineplex. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just saying that I feel like, you know, maybe someone could pass this up the chain as well and get this, you know, put up to somebody, because, you know, I feel like, you know, the younger kids don't have the same experience as the older people, like me, for example, 16 years old playing freaking this game. Don't worry, I have this beast computer now, so we're going to be moving off this stuff. But I do want to make a video about this because I do need, to get something out today. And I have a vlog from vacation, actually, that I've still got to go through and edit and record. It's actually probably like almost, I don't know, 4 hours of footage I got to go through and fix up and make it look pretty. So I just wanted to make this quick. This is actually recording the same day that I'm going to post it, which I don't like to usually do. But I just want to, ask you guys and get some opinions and stuff. And of course, let me know down below what you guys' thoughts on this is. I would really appreciate it. And of course, give the video a like. It's always appreciated. And maybe share it. As I said, pass it up the food chain, because we get high enough up, maybe we can actually get some something changed or something. I don't know. We'll see. But thank you for everybody who watched this, and especially watching this far. So see you guys. Stay tuned, everybody. Bye.